Okay, take 3. This is getting incredibly upsetting. But hopefully you guys find your way back to this. I am really sorry for some of these technical difficulties we're having. I am sorting it out. Um, like I said, I did message YouTube about the issue. I double checked my internet speed, which is way past what what's up, OJ? Welcome, man. We're having some technical difficulties tonight that are getting a little on the frustrating side. This is attempt number 3. Uh, I plan to be doing the airbag video this week and sending it out. I'm hoping to have it up Thursday. Mongoose, thank you, man. So I actually even went into the BIOS of my computer and made a quick um update to try to hopefully rectify this. What's up, man? 350 or Tundra. Um, OJ, I would love to hear about streaming from you actually, because I do think I need to actually probably consider. It seems like it wants to keep pushing me into a streaming application, which I do know will increase my capability on the channel, but I haven't really messed with it before, so it's something I haven't done. But I would like to do. I think that'll be part of producing better content for you guys. Excuse me. Um, So that is something I am considering doing in the near future, going to a streaming on here. I'm going right through the YouTube browser. That's how I've always done it. I've never really had an issue with it. I just did it right through the YouTube live feature. Now, I will say this, I did go into my PC, I went into the BIOS and I changed a setting. Hopefully, I don't know that it'll have an impact tonight. One thing when you're messing with modifying these computers is that when you go outside factory spec, it's like modifying a 6 liter. You go outside that factory thing and crap happens. So I don't know if that's what's happening tonight. Um, but we'll find out. So I messed with that as well. BIOS isn't that scary. Honestly, as long as like in the scheme of, I will say this, I love messing with stuff. If you're just undervolting, you're really not going to cause a whole lot of damage. I actually had to restart it again because I went to go up um a 5 thousandths of a voltage, and I accidentally went down 1/10 of a voltage, which did not allow the CPU to start. So then I had to wait for it to restart back into BIOS. I digress. Um, Nicholas, as far as your question, 350 or a Tundra, just like Mongoose said, those are completely different worlds. Um, if you're towing heavier, the 350 is going to demolish what a Tundra can do. If you're only towing 5 or 6 thousand pounds here and there, a couple trips a year, the Tundra is fine, and probably it'll be cheaper to maintain than a Super Duty. Um, but again, it won't tow as well as a Super Duty. But if you're thinking, hey, in 2-3 years, I might want a bigger camper, then I would go with the 350 6 liter. It's going to do a better job at it. They're still really good trucks. Man, back when there was a time 6 liters, you could get a high mileage 6 liter cheap. And a small part of me wishes I bought like a 300,000 mile 6 liter with the plan to rebuild it. Like that would have been cool. But right now, I feel like even a higher mileage 6 liter probably actually just decided to bring up Auto Trader just to see. I think it would be kind of cool to like fix one. Um, The 6.0 is much more fun. That is true. Nobody can argue that. The 6 liter is absolutely a more fun vehicle than any Tundra currently produced. That's just all there is to it. Let's see if there's any. It doesn't look like there's any, guys. It doesn't look like there's any. Well, that's only within 50 miles. Let's go 200 miles. If I know I'm buying a bucket, then I don't mind. Is this really a... no, that's a 5.4. That's not what I want. Fuel type. All right. Still, let's go 400 miles. Just be interesting to see how... OJ, you mean for like 6 liters as a whole? Like they're harder to find than they once were? Because I definitely think that's true. Well, one, I think people want too much for them today. All right, so I just put in... let's put in any distance as far as finding one. So 6 liter. There's like none. There's like none within the price range I put. I put $7,000 as a max. There's an 05 that's wrecked that they want almost $7,000 for. Let's see. Yeah, there really isn't much out there. Like, I will say all these trucks, even though high miles, actually look pretty sharp. I would like to find one that looks like crap and fix it. Yeah, I feel like more people are trying to... I feel like more people are trying to sell on their own. Which I get, because you don't want to deal with... you don't want to deal with it. But like, I'd love if I could find one that was beat up. We'll pull up Facebook Marketplace here. Those of you guys rocking 7.3s, Turbo Time USA, I just saw a post. They're now offering 7.3 turbochargers again, which they've like on and off have done, honestly. Let's see here. Where's the search? Local. I'm not... let's see. Here's one. Here's an 05 for $6,000. Lariat, extended cab. It doesn't look like a Lariat. If it's a Lariat, they took a lot of crap off it. Not a bad looking truck. Not a great looking truck. You guys can't see it. It's not like fantastic. 14.8 for a dually. Yikes. That's... yeah, like, what happened? Does anyone remember when... what's this? That's not... that is a Powerstroke. What's wrong with it? Other than it doesn't have a bed... I don't know. I wish you guys could see this. It doesn't have a bed, but that would probably be a nice project. 06. I'd probably frame swap that. That was what, $4,000? I'd probably frame swap that for my My 6-liter, because I want the newer suspension. Got a nice 03 from a dealer for 19. Got another 45 into it, bulletproof with 4-link suspension. No. Man, you got a wild you sounds like you got a pretty wild build there, man. 4-link suspension. It sounds pretty awesome though, I will say. Like I do like that build. I don't know that I want to do anything like that on my. I do probably want to put traction bars on. I'll probably put traction bars on both of the trucks. I think. I do plan to 4-link the front end. When I think when I have a hard time with is, so I bought my 6-liter a month after I turned 21. So 12 years ago now. Wow, that's a long time. Anyway, I digress. So I bought it for $23,500 and it had 76,000 miles on it. Crew cab, Lariat, short bed. Now Lariats back in those days were sunroof, heated, or I don't even have heated seats in it. Power seats, excuse me, and crappy leather. I do still kind of like the leather, though. Don't get me wrong. But I just think about that in today's context. Like, man, what is like? I feel like 23. All right, let me take year restriction off, and let me change the price. 23,500. Still diesel. What does that get us now? All right, so 23,500. Here's a 2011 XL with 209,000 miles, 22. 2012 XLT extended cab, 221,000 miles, 15 grand. Which if you wanted to like do a drag truck or something, that's not like a terrible starting point. It's not good. But like the point I'm making is like 23 doesn't get you what it did. Like what's an 8-year-old truck now? That's how old my truck was when I bought it. It was 8 years old. So it's a 2015. So let's see if there's any 2015s out there right now at that price point. Probably not. Let's be generous. We'll go 2013. Let's see if there's any 10-year-old or newer trucks that are actually worth like buying at these prices. Let's sort by highest price first. XL with 170 on it. XLT with 250 on it. These are trucks going for 23 grand, mind you. 175 XLT. Here's our first Lariat. It's got a big plow on it. I'm sure the plow doesn't come with it, but 246,000 for 23 grand, man. That is just wild to me. Like, think about that for a second. I had a truck with 76,000 miles on it for that cost, 8 years old, which I thought was a pretty like solid deal. And I put 100,000 miles on it before I had like any major issue. I addressed the EGR early, put a new oil cooler in it when it was still pretty like new. Well, new to me. And boom. Man, you sold a 2015 XL62 V8 for 22. That's insane. I have a neighbor with an 05 250 or 350 long bed with a 5.4 in it. It's an '05, and I see why he doesn't want to try to buy a truck right now because, man, are they. Let's see what the lowest price truck is. How terrible. Oh, let's see here. So here's a 13 Lariat. This is honestly probably the most reasonably priced one. Where'd it go? Hold on. Here's a 13 Lariat with a hideous off-road bumper for $12,900. 258. I lied. It needs an engine. That's why. That's why it's only 12,900. It is actually a sharp looking truck though. Like, other than that ugly bumper. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't hating a dent or two, but okay, a lot of dents. There's a lot of small dents. Point being, truck prices are out of control. On face. So what's up with the airbag? So I will be installing the airbags this week on Tuesday. I'm hoping my goal is pretty much to install the airbags and then turn around and edit the video immediately. So I'm hoping to actually be able to put the I'm hoping to be able to put the video up at the latest Thursday. There might be a quick short video I post that night. What's the cost? OJ, what year truck is that? Can't remember if you said what year you were putting airbags on. And I can look stuff up for you right now. I forget if I bought mine. It may have been eTrailer or Amazon. But I will say this, it's an 06 250. So I'm of the belief of there's some budget kits out there. There's this max speed speeding rods, which actually sent me the air compressor. Now I see their name, but I wouldn't try their airbag kits just yet. This torque kit I've seen out there, both actually seem okay, but I would definitely stick to it's a 350. So I'll put some links down here once I find this stuff. I like the no drill kits. Personally speaking, that's what I would recommend. That is definitely a knockoff of the Firestone. Like, if not an identical freaking piece to it. That's crazy to me. I guess the patent ran out. Now I'm remembering why I tried ordering these. Let me try looking up airlift. So it's going to be around $300. Is what I'm going to anticipate. I think airlift is slightly cheaper. I think the Firestone is a little more expensive. I've played with both a little bit, and quite honestly, I think they're the same darn thing, man. Like, I would not spend more money for the Firestone. I don't know that you can mix and match. I think once you're with a brand, you're kind of with that brand. I have Firestone on my 6-liter. I'm putting airlift on my 6.7. I did that because I wanted to compare them, honestly. I wanted to see. I'm gonna quick bring up another. See if I can't find. Where are the airbags? Suspension enhancements. See if I can't find you the airbags I'm looking for. Anyway, point being, while I'm looking this up, is that they are still my favorite upgrade, like hands down. But they're airlift, Firestone, and a lot of them are like no drill kits. Wow, some of them have gone. Firestone's gone. Some of them both have gone up in price compared to what I bought. I like the no drill kits though because they're easy to take back off. Did they really go up that much? $400 seems expensive to me. $395. That's BS for $500. No. This is my favorite upgrade. Let me quick get caught up on these comments, then we'll get back to getting you guys some prices. I heard only reviews of Firestone's and airlifts. I have like I said, I have a lot of experience with Firestone. That's what all my towing on the 6-liter was with, and they did great. I have a lot of friends running airlift. They love them as well. And getting to hold each kit in my hand, I installed the Firestone kit years ago. I'll install the airlift. They're the same darn thing. On my 6-liter, I don't have an onboard air compressor. One of the things I would like to do when it's back is kind of mock up my own. Buying random parts, and doing my own own change, or own setup. But I do have a kit that was sent to me from this Max Speed Racing, something like that. I'm going to be installing and see how it does. On my 6-liter, I have them mounted in the bumper. On my 6.7, I'm actually going to put it through by the gas cap area. I'm going to drill through and I'm going to run the wire up there. I will eventually tee off of that and run the air compressor to them at some point. So I will have both set up in the near future. Just that to get the video out, I'm just going to put it through, like I said, in the gas cap area. Ride quality, you air them down 5 psi. Airlift has some that have internal jousts that it's not even affected by. Let's see here. See, I have a problem. Like, the cost of some of this has gone up tremendously. And I don't know why. Yeah, it's quite upsetting how much they've gone up in price. Replacing the leaf springs can be expensive, and I will say this: you're never gonna fully get. What's up, Shooter? How you doing, man? So on my 6-liter, what I did is I added 2 additional leaf springs to my leaf pack, and it did stiffen it up. And for my camper that was like 9,000 pounds, it did okay, no issues. It became a very stiff rear suspension, I'll say that. But once I got my camper now that's like 13, that didn't matter anymore. They definitely still like had an issue, so that's why I did the airbags. Let's see here. Let's look this up. on the old Amazon. I will say with these prices going up, this makes me say, um do you consider the knockoff pieces because they're so much cheaper? Like they're half price. And I'm just having a hard time finding the Firestone kit on here. Oh, what are these? Well, this is a good kit here. This is the kit that I believe I have. Yes. This is the kit that's on my 6-liter. Here we go. Took a little bit of searching to find. Um 99 through 16, 250, 350. Yeah, this is the kit that's on my 6-liter. And it's cheaper than it used to be. I will say this, I paid more for my airlift kit, which I don't understand why, because the one when I originally went Firestone, the reason I did was they had 4-ply airbags and airlift was only using 2-ply. So it made me want to use the Firestone kit because it made me feel better. Oh, is this one cheaper? This second one I'm going to send you is actually cheap. These are affiliate links, by the way. All right. OJ, I will say if they're not shaped correctly, maybe getting a fresh set. But I will say this: what I would do is still do the airbags. Get the lower rated spring, and then let the airbag do it. You might need to go to a thicker block in the rear, just to keep your height. If you have 350 springs, even if they're sagging. But if you go with like a 250 spring, maybe get a little bit of a bump in your in the block underneath them, then just run like 5 to 10 psi when you're not towing, you'll probably have a better ride quality. And when you need it, like I run mine, like I said, my load's about 13,000 pounds. I run them about 28 psi. I believe 28 to 33 is where I found to kind of be the sweet spot. I will say this. I'm going to recommend the Firestone right now because I'm pretty certain they're cheaper than I can find the airlifts for. But I am going to quick just double check, see if I can't find the airlift. The one thing I like about airlift is they have one that has internal joust bumper in them, which is actually kind of nice. But I can't find the... This looks like a no drill kit. What's upsetting is on Amazon, like you can go looking for the kit you like, and you're still gonna find primarily these knockoffs. Yeah, the airlift one's more expensive, and I will say this: I would not spend more money for the airlift, at all. $359, so $100 more. You're not getting any more capacity, any more durability. Like I said, if the old information's right, it's a 2-ply airbag as opposed to 4-ply. In this instance, I'm Firestone all the way. That Firestone kit, that is an affiliate link, just a fair warning. I do get a kickback. It's at no cost to you, but I just try to be upfront. I love my Firestone kit. They've been on my other truck for a while. I never had an issue. I have thousands of miles towing with them. Never an issue. Make sure you cut your air line nice and square. I will say that. That way you don't have any leaks in the fittings. But the airbags themselves, perfect to date. If they went out, I would get replacement Firestone bags, throw them in there and call it a day. And I think, I do think the Firestone kit is slightly easier to install. I think there's a few less parts to it as opposed to the airlift kit from what I'm seeing. Let's see here. Not sold on the Sumo springs. Terry, how you doing, man? I've heard good stuff about Sumo and Tim Prem, but I like the airbags more. Let's see here. 305.07 when she does fail. Should I rebuild or swap with another lower engine? Shooter, that's a tough question. I'll say this. My preference would be, it depends how long you can have your truck down. I would not go get a factory replacement. I will say that. If you need your truck, Asheville Engines seems to be very quick in getting engines out to people. I'd go Asheville Engines. If you can wait for it to get done, the premier builder in 6.0s is Kill Devil Diesel. These guys have helped me out a lot, so I will admit I have a clear bias to these guys. But they've always done the right thing by me. I've seen them do the right things for other people. I highly recommend a Kill Devil Diesel engine. But again, if you need your truck as soon as possible, Asheville Engines, from everything I've heard, has always gotten that's right. I will say, don't go to Ford for a rebuild. I would not do that. Go get Asheville Engines for the fastest, Kill Devil Diesel, in my opinion, for the best truck. But at least get O-ringed heads. Get the standard ARP head studs if you're not planning to do anything wild, meaning like if you're not planning to push much, or like if you're planning to stay under 550 horsepower, standard ARP head studs are fine. Asheville Engines has a lot of very affordable options. Kill Devil Diesel is a little bit more, but I do think they have better product development and better overall products. I think Kill Devil Diesel has pushed the 6. I think they're one of the main reasons the 6-liter is relevant in 2023, 20 years after the first one's rolled off the assembly line. I still think it can be a relative engine today. I saw something about hard starts, very long crank. Hot and cold after driving it when 5 minutes after I shut it off. Still a long crank. So Zach, just to check, when you are having this long crank, you say hot and cold. So even if it's cold, like overnight, it still has a hard time starting. I agree with Mongoose. The first thing I would check is the ICP connector. So here's what I would do. Unplug your ICP sensor. On the O5s, it'll be on your passenger valve cover. Easy to get to. You don't have to unbolt anything. You can just reach in, right out. See if it does it then. If it's still doing it, then it's not your sensor. You can plug that back in. If it stops doing the long crank, hot and cold, you want to test both. I'd take it on a 15-minute drive, shut it off, and see if it cranks back up. Like, I'd shut it off, I'd wait 3 minutes. That's a lot. I'd wait a minute, let everything settle, and then try to crank it back up. If it still has a long crank, then the issue isn't resolved. If you don't know when they were done, snap the connect fitting off the back of your high pressure oil pump, standpipes, and then dummy plugs. Those are your 3 most common leak points. Those are what I would check. Mongoose has a good point here. Do you have anything to monitor the vital signs of your truck? I would definitely recommend trying to do, oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank. I would recommend like Torque Pro is the cheapest way. Get a cheap OBD2 connector. I'll put one down here in the comments. OBD, if I can do this correctly. Where's the cheap guy that I've always used? $17. No, it used to be $5. Excuse me. All right, $7.15. I'll take that. At least much cheap. $15. That's a robbery. Shooter, you're welcome. If you don't have a way to monitor already in there, get that connector. That is an affiliate link. It's $7, $8 connector. Download Torque Pro. That's another like $5, I believe, provided the price hasn't increased since the last time I looked at it. And these guys are giving solid advice down here. Apparently we have a leak in the cap because it just leaked all over me. The lid's done. That's upsetting. I liked this. Yep, still leaking. That sucks. Anyway, now that I took a little bath here, thank you, Doom. So anyway, you want to check Fickum voltage, Fickum sync. You got a hole in your lip too? No, just the water bottle. I think it is officially time to throw this blender bottle out. I don't know that I've ever had that happen on a blender. We're not going to start talking about these dumb things. Might just be the gaskets up because I hate to try this again on live YouTube. The gasket was pressed up, so maybe it's still good. Let's see, because I haven't spilled on myself twice already, so what's one more time? Anyway, Fickum voltage. I don't think it was that. No, it's definitely not sitting on there correctly. I'm not gonna spill on myself a third time on live. Fickum voltage should be over 47 at all times. Anything under 47, it's failing. Check Fickum sync. I believe it just reads 1 or 0. I don't believe it's a yes or no. 1 is what you want. 0 means it's not there. Cam or crank, cam crank sync as well. Same thing. I had a long start on mine because I needed to replace the cam sensor. Battery voltage. Make sure you got a good set of batteries in there. We need 12 volts is ideal. If during cranking it dips down a little bit, that I've seen, like, normally over 10 you're okay if it only does it for a second. If you have a long crank though, it's hard on those batteries. Bring them down real quick. In the cold months, if in the warm months you're seeing under 10 already, in the cold months those batteries are going to let you sit. But preferably you should be more around 12. Fickum, cam, batteries. ICP should be measured in voltage. Check up one of the conversion charts. You need at least like 550 for the truck to start. 550 psi. I'll tell you what that is. 6.0 power. I'll tell you what that is in a voltage. Where is it? Okay, so 600 psi would be measured in 0.96 volts. 400 psi would be measured in 0.73 volts, so around 0.8-ish volts is what you need. Your IPR percentage or duty cycle that's funny. I can not repeat it, but that's funny. The batteries are from 19. Red tops. I could see it being the batteries. You're 4 years old. Batteries can be. I will say this. One of the first, another. I keep saying this, and I hate that. I'm actually gonna write this down. This is a good one. I plan to do a wire mod on my 6-liter when it's back. I have not heard great things about red top batteries in a long time. I think once upon a time they used to be solid, but in recent years I haven't heard much good. But also, last I want to say, check your IPR. If it's at 85, that's not good. Your IPR valve might be bad or might have some junk in there. Excuse me, holding it open. So making sure you're diagnosing it, you need IPR while cranking, ICP while cranking, fickum main voltage, fickum sync, cam crank sync, and what your battery voltage is while you're doing it. So I will say this, let me know. We are going to end this live stream. Hopefully we have the system taken care of here. Maybe I just got a little aggressive on my end in my PC building of trying to get every bit of performance out of it. Joseph, I've never tried them. I'm not opposed to them, but I've never tried them. I think it's Dodge they all come with it. I forget. But I think they're worth, I mean, I don't think I don't think they're a terrible idea. I just don't necessarily think they help a lot. Um Forgot about putting down to replace a starter on the 6-liter when it's back. A lot of cool videos coming for that when it's back, if it's ever back. Because right now it feels like it's never coming back. Tuesday or Friday, I'm going to go check on that again. But guys, I do want to apologize again for the hiccups in tonight's live stream. Hopefully, things are rectified now with the setup, and that's no longer an issue. We'll see in the future. But thank you guys for all the support. Really does mean a lot to me. Joseph, what all's done to your truck before we go? Do you already have studs and stuff like that done? Because I need a truck that's not studded. Basically, what I want to do is someone that's willing to give me their truck for like 2-3 weeks, and me and basically pays for the parts. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Basically what I want to do is I want to do an in-cab stud job on a 6-liter. And I just want to see I just need to find one that's available that somebody would, if I was able to get them like free labor. Now I would be helping wrench on it, don't get me wrong. But I want to stud a truck in cab. So I want to find someone that doesn't have one that'd be, again, willing to basically give me their truck for 2 or 3 weeks because I'm not able to work on it every day. But I want to stud it. So I have to kind of work up a quote on that, to be honest. Ugh. Shucks. Anyway, I'll be working on that project in the future. But guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for coming and supporting me. Really appreciate it. Still trying to get videos out as often to you. It's kind of a weird time with the 6-liter still not being back because I have a lot vested in the content that will create. We're going to move forward with some 6-7 content here. So there will be some videos coming out. Everybody, thank you again. We're going to keep regular live streams back up. I think I'm going to alternate Fridays and Sundays. So do a Friday one week, go like 8 days, do it on or 9 days, do it on a Sunday the following. So things will go back and forth a little bit, but we are going to regularly keep doing these, grow these back big again. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Mongoose, thank you. That was funny. Thank you for the $5 contribution to the new water bottle. I really do appreciate it. It's a down economy right now. That was funny. That got me. Anyway, guys, thank you again for everything. Mongoose, thank you for the $5. It does mean a lot to me. You guys are awesome. Everybody, you have a great night. Stay tuned. Short video coming Tuesday, just on probably some of the install stuff that I'm there with. And then hopefully Thursday night, I'm planning to drop the install video for the airbag. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. And I'll see you in the next one.